Hi, this is Faith Ann Young from MOG.com. We're about to interview Michael Stipe. Check it out. Mogger Extraordinary Poems wants to know about your most spiritual moment on stage or in the studio. When and where did it happen?
Most spiritual. I can think of two. One was on stage and one was backstage. On stage was, of all places, in Boston, at I think it's called the Wang Center. It's one of those. It's one of those weird. Does that sound right? And it was 100,000 years ago. But I had gone out to eat some. I had gone to this. It was like a Jewish Orthodox vegetarian restaurant, and I had split pea soup. But I got really sick from it. So I got back to the show, and I had an interview with the Christian Science Monitor, which is a really great newspaper.
It is.
Like politically very neutral and really much more fair than even my favorite newspaper.
Which is?
Well, the New York Times. But I get most of my news from my computer, actually, at this point. But I do love the New York Times. Anyway, the Christian Science Monitor, so I had this interview, and I was sick. I got food poisoning from this split pea soup from this Jewish Orthodox vegetarian restaurant in Boston. How weird. But I did eat a bowl the size of my head. At any rate, I'm rambling. I tried to throw up before the interview, and I didn't quite succeed, but I smelled like vomit. My eyes were bloodshot, and I did this interview, but I was trying to tell the person, I'm not bulimic. I just need to tell you that because I smelled and looked horrible. So I finally did manage to vomit after the show, and it cleared me out. But we then went on stage, and I remember that night, it was near the end of the set, and maybe it's because I had gone through this kind of whatever, almost
cathartic,
almost ritualistic
release.
catharsis, beforehand that nobody knew about. But there was a point when the audience stood up and screamed all at one time, and I actually felt the air in the room move from that. And it was in 28 years of performing, one of the most powerful moments. I'll never forget. I was actually speechless. Hard to imagine in this interview that I didn't have anything to say, but I had nothing. It was just so shocking. So there's that. And then backstage, a spiritual moment. This happened in Italy, but I split a dressing room with Gorbachev and Cher. That was pretty spiritual.
Wow.
Yeah.